Hi everyone, it is March 27th and I am approximately 12 days post VSG surgery. I had a little bit of a rough week so far, so I wanted to come in early and just give you a quick update on what I had experienced over the past week and what I've learned, and just to kind of encourage anybody else out there that are going through it. I started off about 5 days ago starting to feel really bad. I found that I was really having a hard time taking down the protein shakes. I was getting tired of the flavor. It was really just grossing me out, frankly. So I found that every day I tended to cut my protein intake a little bit less than roughly where I should have been. So whereas I probably should have been 75 to 100 grams, I was probably capping out at 60 or 65. And it kind of all culminated last Saturday, or last Friday night actually, where I really had a really hard time that day. I was out that evening, and by about 8 o'clock I found that I had no energy. I found that I felt really horrible. I felt like my body was just giving up. I couldn't sleep. I was actually scared to fall asleep, and it just felt really odd. I actually went home and called the doctor because it felt so odd. The doctor clearly told me I wasn't getting enough liquids and enough protein, and that wasn't what I needed to do. And it worked. I forced a protein shake down, I forced some additional liquid down, and I felt a lot better. It took me a couple hours, probably 8 or 10 hours, for me to finally recover where I felt normal again. But it totally made sense. And then my mission at that point was to try to find a protein shake that just didn't gross me out, that allowed me to get enough protein in my body. So we went out and looked for some protein options. And this is what I discovered, and it actually has been awesome. It is called Protein 7. And this actually gives me a total of 34 grams of protein for one scoop. It's very thin. This is the vanilla flavor, which tastes pretty well. You can actually put as much water in as you'd like, or as little as you'd like, so one scoop for me is actually probably good around 4 ounces or maybe 5 ounces of water. It comes out to 153 calories for that scoop, but again, 34 grams of protein and 4 ounces of water. That's awesome. And it's not thick at all. It's very tasty. I found that I've been doing like 1.5 scoops or even 2 and getting 60-some calories or 60-some grams of protein in one shot, and that's been a lifesaver so far for the past couple of days. Highly recommended. It wasn't cheap, but it was definitely worth it. And there's like I think 2 grams of carbs in each. It's very, very low on all that kind of stuff. So definitely recommend it. Feel pretty good at this point. I did find that some of the smells of food this week were definitely getting to me. I was definitely hungry later on, smelling people eating food. Last night I cheated for the first time and cooked myself a soft-boiled egg, and it was awesome. So, I didn't have any repercussions from it. It felt fine with my stomach. I'm just going to try to take it easy and just get through the next couple of days before I can kind of move on to the next diet of yogurt and tofu and eggs at that point. So I may probably cheat the next day or so with another egg, because that was just really, really met a need at that point. So that's kind of where I'm at now. The other thing that I'm kind of struggling with this week was calcium intake and just understanding how to do that much. Last week I did a video and talked about what I was taking, and this is my calcium pill. It is a chewable, chocolate flavor. It has a little bit of calories in it. It's extremely dry, and I have to have 3 of them a day to be able to have enough calcium. It's very difficult to take it down, I found. When I chew on it, it dries my mouth out. I have to drink water. I can usually knock it through really easy. So I'm kind of, decided that that's not the best option for me, but I am at a point where I can swallow pills. So I did some research. I went out and I ended up getting Citracal. I got the maximum dosage, which is a total of 315 milligrams of calcium for each pill. which means that I need about 4 to 5 pills a day to be able to have enough calcium intake. Um, I have taken 2 so far today. I'll take them throughout the day. They're a bigger pill. In fact, I'll show you the size of them. Um, they aren't the smallest thing, but they're certainly better than trying to chew on a big dry piece of chocolate that is difficult to take down. There is smaller versions of it from what I've understood, but they're a lot less milligrams. And the deal for me is, as a man, I'm supposed to bring in 1,500 milligrams of calcium. I don't know if that's women or men, but that's definitely what I was told by my doctor. So I'm going to try to do those for a period of time. I'll give you some feedback after I get to the bottom of it. Best one I found so far. I've done some research on it, and that's where I came to. Then the rest of this week, I guess, just a further update on my weight. Today I weighed in at 290, and 290 is good for me. I mean, when I started this whole process, I was at 332. When I went into surgery, I weighed at 304, and when I got out of the hospital for surgery, I weighed at 309. So I'm down, 19 pounds approximately or so from the surgery day. In a week and a half. So I feel pretty good. Definitely looking forward to picking up a few other items in my stomach. So the liquid diet's getting a little old. Everyone tells me my my face is getting a little bit thinner. So that's where that's at. And then the last thing I experienced this week was I was starting to feel really well as far as being healed up on the incision on my stomach and the muscle underneath, but I ended up grabbing my daughter in an emergency situation, and didn't feel the pain at the time, but then that evening I definitely felt a lot of pain in the muscle, and it definitely put me out for a couple of days where I wasn't able to use my muscle on my stomach as easily without being in pain. This morning I did ice it last night. A couple days later, this morning I woke up and I feel relatively good. A little bit of pain still, but it's going away. So I feel pretty good about that, and it's just one of the hiccups that I guess I've gone through so far. So I just want to give you an update, but that's where I'm at for today, and thanks so much. Thanks for checking in.